So did they emphasize weight training for basketball too, or was that mostly, were you encouraged to mostly do like cardio isometric type stuff to stay limber? It's not good to be too big, right?
Well, I
For basketball, I mean.
don't think if you train properly, you wouldn't. You would just get stronger. Kobe was strong. Jordan was strong. Those guys, LeBron's beefy. But they're
Hmm.
they're ball players. Just the fluidity of what you do is going to keep you. It's going to keep you. You're not going to put a bunch of muscle size on when you're fucking running that much.
Shaq was
So,
huge always, but his game
but his
was,
he wasn't huge when he first went to Orlando.
oh, out of LSU, he was big.
No, you watch that movie back, All Americans, with Nick Nolte,
Blue chips, blue
Blue
chips.
Chips. That's it.
Yeah.
Watch Shaq and that fucker.
Okay.
I mean, he's fuck. They say at one point, fucking with the Miami Heat, Shaq weighed like 370. He's such a different. He's like such a big fucking dude, man.
Remember, he would bring the backboards down,
Yeah.
and
Dawkins did too. Remember?
he'd shatter them, right,
Yeah.
Dawkins. But
Dawkins was out of Orlando Evans High School. I think he was the second guy to go out of high school into the NBA.
did he play?
I think Moses Malone was the first. I don't know what if they. Because Spencer Haywood went to Detroit for a second. Spencer Haywood was in there early, and then there was a guy named Bill Willoughby that came straight out of high school into the NBA. I think that was the same year as Dawkins. Whatever. That's one of those. I wonder whatever happened to Bill Willoughby.
I didn't even know the name. Dawkins
Oh,
spent time in New Jersey, didn't he?
who's that? Dawkins?
Dawkins, did he play for the Nets? Maybe toward the end.
Yeah, I mean,
Kind of vaguely remember a guy that I knew that used to sell him things. Newspaper rat, obviously.
yeah.
Yeah, and he had one of the high rises down on the waterfront here, where I grew up. Yeah, I want to say he played in Jersey, obviously, because I remember that detail. But yeah, I just feel like if I was, I don't know, with being a starter in the NBA, being asked to play 35 minutes a night, I would feel like size would be the last thing I'd want on me. I'd want to look like Michael fucking Cooper, bro.
You ever see that Adams guy? Plays for, I don't know, he was with Oklahoma City. I don't know if he got traded. Looks like a big fucking, I don't know what, a big Siberian or something. A big, but I watched him on Instagram against like a real tall, kind of thin black dude.
Uh,
And, wasn't real thin, but I mean, just different. But kid had skills.
mhm.
And, I couldn't believe how fucking gifted Adams was, like fundamentally.
Mm-hmm.
He's a big fucking dude. He moves well, got good hops.
All
It's
right.
just like that whole feeling of like gathering, like taking a step and gathering yourself and going up and jamming a basketball with
Mm-hmm.
with force is like that's very missed. That's one of those things that once you do that, it's just like there ain't no pill for that one, guys. It's so funny. They had the other day on Instagram. They had like you could pick four things. You could pick $2 million, 5,000 dollars a month for life, um, like the like maybe like a new car, and then like the fifth thing was a 50-inch vertical leap. And so I'm reading it down. without even thinking, the first thing on I go down. I hit 50-inch vertical. I said, "Oh, that's one."
Number
Like,
one.
yeah, that was the first one. I went down. I said, "Okay, there's one." Like, of all the things on that list, man, I'd want to have a 50-inch vertical. Because you got a 50-inch vertical, you ain't dying anytime soon.
You're what were you? You're 6'10"?
Yeah,
So you were around. I think Magic was 6'9", right?
yeah,
6'9", Bird 6'9", Jordan a little like 6'6", maybe.
6'6".
Yeah. So at your time, you would have been drafted what, 80, 80?
80, 81.
Yeah. At your time, you would have had to play forward, right?
No,
You could have stayed a center.
I could. Yeah, because it wasn't really. I could have done it defensively, and that's where they would have wanted me.
Mm.
You know, it would have been defense and to rebound.
Were you able to grab a lot of boards?
Yeah, I was better at making sure the guy I had on my ass wasn't getting them.
Boxing them out.
Yeah.
Why was Rodman so good with boards?
A lot of it, I think, is purely instinctual,
Right.
like a God-given talent, but just that relentlessness. There's the only guy that I've seen that jumps as fast as him is probably Bernard King.
Yeah.
Like when they from just taking off, touching the ground, and going right back up. And Rodman was one of those athletes that had that just unbelievable pogo stick. And every time he jumped, it was 11-4, 11-4, 11-4.
Mm-hmm.
So sooner or later he's gonna he's gonna get his hands on it.
Right.
So
Last week's show featured Violent J. Had a rare guest.
know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying, Jay. Wax of 999 was watching and listening, and he said, "Has Nash ever sounded this amped up and excited with any other guests? I don't believe
It's a
so."
homie, man.
Great show. Yeah, people got a lot of love for that one. Call Reviewer 2010. This is such a good podcast. Just Sean and two Detroit boys just hanging out. Nothing serious, just reminiscing. I'm sitting here hitting a pre-roll, having a coffee, and enjoying this ep. It was very chill.
And the thing is, see, there's a certain the clarity of what he was doing. He wasn't just sitting there smoking a joint. He was smoking a pre-roll.
A pre-roll, yeah.
He's a gentleman.
Yeah,